Today, we are diving into a book that, believe it or not, was written over 2,500 years ago, and it's still required reading for CEOs, military leaders, even football coaches. It's Sun Tzu's The Art of War, and its lessons on strategy are so timeless they've shaped pretty much all modern competition in ways you probably don't even realize.
And that's a fair question, right? How on earth can ancient battlefield advice help you close a business deal, win a championship game, or heck, even just pass an exam? Well, as we're about to see, the core principles, they're not really about war. Not really. They're about understanding competition, preparation, and human psychology.
So, to really get a handle on Sun Tzu's genius, we're going to build it out like a pyramid. Yeah, a pyramid. We'll start with the absolute most fundamental ideas at the base, and then work our way up, layer by layer, until we get to the very peak of strategic thinking.
Let's start right at the foundation. For Sun Tzu, the single most crucial idea is this: victory isn't won during the fight. No, it's secured long before, through just meticulous, exhaustive preparation. The actual conflict, that's just the confirmation of who did their homework better. Sun Tzu says before you even think about competing, you have to assess these 5 factors. First up, the moral law. Is your team, your company, are you all truly united behind the same goal? Then you've got heaven and earth. Think of these as the conditions you just can't control, like timing the market or the physical environment you're in. And finally, the commander and method. That's you. Your leadership, your skills, and how efficient your whole organization is. You've got to take a hard, honest look at all 5 to even know if you stand a chance of winning.
This quote just captures the whole idea perfectly. The winner has already run all the simulations. They've planned for every what-if. The loser? They just show up and hope for the best. And for Sun Tzu, hope is not a strategy. Calculation is. It's foresight, not brute force, that really decides who comes out on top.
Okay, so you've done your prep, you've made your calculations. The next layer of our pyramid is where the real mind games start. It's not just about what you're doing, it's about controlling what your opponent thinks you're doing.
This is it. This is probably the most famous line from the entire book, and it's the heart of this entire principle. To win, you have to control the narrative. You have to shape your opponent's perception of reality so that it works for you.
And this isn't some abstract idea, it's incredibly practical. When you are most ready to strike, you must appear unable. When you're moving your pieces into place, seem totally inactive. Make your competition think you're miles away when you're right on their doorstep, and make them think you're weak when you're actually stronger than ever. The whole point is to create a false reality that they'll act on with confidence, leading them right into your trap.
The tools for this are just brilliant. Sun Tzu says to fake chaos in your own ranks just to lure the enemy in. Pretend to be weak to puff up their ego and make them careless. See, the goal of all this misdirection is to create one single, perfect opportunity, a little gap in their awareness so you can strike precisely where they never, ever saw it coming.
Okay, so we've got preparation and deception. The next level of the pyramid is all about execution. It's about being fluid, adaptable, and unpredictable. Because you can have the best plan in the world, but if you can't adapt when things go sideways, well, you've already lost.
I mean, this metaphor is just perfect. Think about it, right? Water never fights a mountain head-on. It flows around it. It finds the cracks, the low points, always the path of least resistance. Your strategy needs to do the exact same thing. It's not about crashing against your opponent's greatest strength.
And there it is, stated as clearly as possible. This is the very essence of adaptability. You poke and prod your opponent, find their fortified positions, their strong suits, and you stay away from them. Instead, you pour all your energy into their vulnerabilities, their undefended spots, their weaknesses. That is how a smaller force can, and often does, defeat a much larger one.
And what that really means is there's no single master plan that works every single time. A winning strategy has to be formless. It's got to change and adapt to the enemy and to the moment, just like water taking the shape of whatever container it's in.
And now, we've arrived at the peak of our pyramid. The one principle that ties everything else together. The supreme, absolutely non-negotiable importance of knowledge. Preparation, deception, adaptability. All of it is powered by one thing: a deep and brutally honest understanding of the entire situation.
Sun Tzu actually boils this down into 5 essentials for victory. And if you look at them, you'll see they're all about knowing something. It's not just about fighting, it's about knowing when to fight and when to just walk away, like you see in step 1. It's about knowing your team's morale is high, that's step 3, and knowing how to be patient and wait for your opponent to make a mistake, that's step 4. This is the culmination of everything we've been talking about.
But here's the kicker. This knowledge isn't just about the other guy. It's about knowing your own weaknesses. Sun Tzu warns about these 5 dangerous faults in a leader. For example, a hasty temper. A smart opponent can easily provoke that. A delicacy of honor? That can be exploited with shame. Every single one of these is a flaw an enemy can and will use against you. So true self-knowledge means being brutally honest about where you are vulnerable.
And this is the ultimate takeaway. This is the line that is echoed from millennia, and it's the perfect summary of the entire book. Victory isn't about hope or luck, it's about knowledge. A complete 360-degree understanding of your opponent's strengths and weaknesses, and an equally honest understanding of your own. When you have that, victory is basically a foregone conclusion.
So as we wrap this up, think about your own challenges, maybe launching a product, leading a team, or just going after a personal goal. Ask yourself, are you preparing enough? Are you adapting like water? And most importantly, do you truly know yourself and the competition you're facing? Because Sun Tzu taught us that the art of war is, in the end, the art of winning.